Hey guys, how we doing? Low Pro coming at you again on Friday night here, the 6th of January 2012. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, and hope Santa brought you what you wanted. Hope you got what I got, and that of course was some silver and a little bit of gold. So starting off the year on the right foot. The prices are still being suppressed to the point where, of course, we can accumulate uh, more than ever before because the price is right, and I hope it continues to stay as low as it is. Um, I wanted to kind of make a video just to answer a few questions, I guess, for people uh, who are wondering, asking, and just to put it out there, just some info people might want to know. You probably already know, but just some things. So, what one thing is why is this silver here? Why is this more rare than gold today? I mean, whoever would think of that? It's always been that gold, is the rare thing. Uh, but for every ounce of gold they pull out of the ground, we get 9 ounces of silver. But I mean, why is silver rarer than gold all of a sudden? I mean, where did this come from? Well, I learned of this from Mike Maloney from goldsilver.com, and I think most people have probably learned that from him. But as we know, or if you don't know, tell you silver, unlike gold, is used up. And because of its low price, for one, it doesn't get recycled as much as gold. Silver's used in minute amounts, but in a lot of different products. So a lot of it just gets and ended up in the landfill. And then mining, why is the number of ounces coming out of the ground less? Well, for one, the price, I mean, the price is just not high enough for them to make it worth their while. According to my research, there's only two pure silver mines, and by pure I mean they strictly mine for just silver, whereas normally silver is a byproduct of iron and zinc and gold and copper, all the other things. But silver is rarer than gold. There are above ground supplies used to be in the low billions. I think in the 80s, in the 60s, it was like 3 billion, and then went down. Or it was like I don't know, 5 billion and 3 billion. Now it's somewhere around a half a billion ounces and shrinking every day because batteries, solar power, cars, cell phones, computers, watches, phones, you name it, silver's in it. And because it's used in such minute amounts, it just gets discarded and not, people don't go recycle it. I mean, if one day the price is very high, then certainly you'll see people scraping up silver out of all their gadgets. But for the time being, this is what is causing it. So we're using it up quicker than we're getting it out of the ground, and the above ground supplies are shrinking drastically. So that's what makes this bar here better as a preservation of wealth, okay, and to protect your purchasing power in the future. And of course, the silver gold ratio is so out of whack. We all know that it's usually around 15 to 17 ounces of silver every 1 ounce of gold. You'll have it's a 17, 16, 17 to 1 with gold. Now we're up in the neighborhood of 55 to 1. So those numbers are not, they just don't make sense, and they're not going to stay like that forever. They can't. The free market will bring it closer to its historical average. And when I talk about the free market, I'm talking about people wanting it, people like you and I, investors, industry. Um, that's the free market. The CFTC, which is a government agency, allows J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs and them to not have to like report their like position limits. At least not for the first half of this year anyway. A report came out. Um, nothing's, they're not going to willingly stop the manipulation. I mean, there's a lot of people suing and doing all these other things, and MF Global going down, but they're not gonna willingly stop manipulating. I mean, as long as they can keep raping us for our money, they're going to continue doing it. Until the free market, until there's just not enough to go around, that this train is going to have to stop. And then we're going to see what the free market says about the price of silver. And I have a feeling this today, could be worth, $350 or whatever, but uh, in today's dollars, but it's going to be worth a lot more later. And if not, it's going to at least keep my purchasing power the same. But anyway, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about silver mining stocks. Some people say that mining stocks are a really good investment, and that they're really undervalued, and that you should do them. And you know what? If you feel like you should, then you should. But just remember, stocks are stocks. It's paper. It's not, you know, silver, hard. This is mined. This is an asset, physical. It's not like a piece of paper like our dollar that is just created out of nothing. People had to break their sweat and hurt their backs and drive machinery and go really deep in the ground and all kinds of crap to get this thing out. This was not easy to and then to refine it. Uh, it's just amazing what you have to go through to get this. So that's a whole nother issue. So mining stocks are just paper. So if you think it's safe and you think it's a good idea to get into mining stocks, and you know when to get out or whatever, then by all means go for it. But I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm putting my money where I think it should be, and that's in physical, because there's no third party counter risk. Nobody friggin' owns this. The government doesn't know anything about it, except if they're watching this video, of course. But you don't report it. Nobody can take this away from you, unless you let them. But that's yours. And same with gold. So anyway, that's all I have to really say about mining stocks. The other thing is, people say, well, if silver goes up to $500 an ounce, are people going to buy it? Well, first you have to ask, what's $500? You have to ask how much inflation is going on, how much printing is going on. You know, um, in a couple of years, $500 is surely not going to mean the same thing it means today. And I'm not even sure what it means today, but it does buy you certain things. So we can kind of put it into some kind of perspective. But things are just so crazy. There's so many dollars floating around right now. Like M3, and the base supply is gone up so drastically since 2008. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that the dollar is still alive today as I speak. So anyway, just know that it's historically, gold and silver have been it's just been the thing for maintaining your purchasing power. You shouldn't look at it as an investment. I mean, if it turns out later that your purchasing power increases because you're doing things today, and it increases in the future, well, then I guess it could be. But um, are people going to buy it at $500 an ounce? Of course they are. People buy Apple stocks today, right? People buy Google. People buy what's his name? The Oracle of Omaha. His stocks, hundred and something $1,000 for a stock. But anyway, people are going to buy silver and gold. That's the free market. People, this is when we're going to obviously get out, right? When the herd starts piling in, and the price starts to get to where it's supposed to be once it reaches its historical average, then we're going to get out, right? And the rest of the herd could buy up the stuff that we're going to dump. And you know, this is why we're doing what we're doing today. This is why we're making these videos and trying to help educate each other um, and you know, just learn about economics and you know how the cycle and everything works. And I've been learning a lot during the years, and I've just recently started making videos because I saw other people making videos, and not a leader in that respect by any means. I'm definitely a follower when it comes to videos, but I hope that some of my ideas and some of the information I give is new and helpful to you. So anyway, um, what else was I going to mention here? Oh yeah, money. People, you know, the way people look at money, you know, you know, since the invention of credit cards and the dollar, you know, the past 20, 30 years, silver and gold just, people don't relate, you know, silver as money, you know, like, you know, you can't go take this and, you know, buy 5 loaves of bread with it, or, you know, whatever, you know, and that's true, you can't, but it's very liquid. You can go and sell it and get your fiat and do what you want to do. But, you know, the credit card, that's what's looked at as money. The credit card, you know, the dollar, piece of friggin' paper, you know, like a piece of paper, not something that has real, you know, that's real, but fake stuff, a piece of plastic, you know, where they just money just came into existence that day you signed that credit card application, you know, money just out of the blue, you know, but you owe it. It came out of the blue. You got to pay back the principal, what you're supposedly borrowing, and then interest on top of it. It's such a friggin' scam. I can't believe it. That's why I don't deal with credit cards. I do use my debit card, but that's, you know, I got to, you know, you got to pay your bills. So I use my debit card. I use a credit union, and I'm happy to say that. Uh, anyway, you have to remember though, gold and silver in the Constitution of the United States says that gold and silver should be the only true forms of money. So, uh, you know, that's a whole. Don't even get me started with the Constitution and all our liberties we're losing. But um, you know, it's just a question of, you know, you have to ask yourself, you know, how did these people get, you know, rich? How did some of these people make right decisions with investing and all of this stuff, you know? Well, they do stuff when everybody else isn't doing it. You know, that's why there's not a gazillion millionaire, or let's just say there's more poor people than there are rich people. You know, it's because, you know, hopefully, you know, by stacking your silver and gold today, and paying attention to the fundamentals, and learning from people that know what they're talking about, because I certainly don't know everything I need to know about it, but I learn every day. And I have learned though that the silver to gold ratio is way off, or the gold to Dow ratio is way off, and it's going to come back, and it's going to meet, and it will do that. The fundamentals just of silver, of it being more rare than gold, but there's not enough of it around. When the price goes down, everybody buys. Delivery times take longer. You know, it's just all this stuff. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going, and finally it's going to come to a stop. People are just there's not going to be enough around, and the price is going to go up. So if you just keep doing what you're doing, keep stacking, keep doing the right thing, you'll reap the benefits. So anyway, hope you found this video helpful. Dislike it, like it, leave a comment, whatever you want, and we'll see you on the next video. Low Pro signing out, and have a great time until next time. Take care.